BlogTalk Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this program about your Kundalini awakening experiences. My name is Chrism, and I'd like to welcome you to this show today. And for those of you that follow this program, I don't usually have music at the beginning, and I'm going to go over here to the chat room here, and I want to ask, first of all, is the sound coming through to the chat room here, and were you able to hear the music? Did the music come through as well? So if anybody would care to type, Lorne or Tim or David, anybody there in the chat room, David is saying it sounds good, and the music sounded okay. Well, I can understand that. It's good. Well, good. It's a good start to everything, and hello, everybody. Happy to be here today on this very, very special day, this Valentine's Day. And from a Kundalini perspective, Valentine's Day takes on a very different understanding, a very different meaning, because it deals with the anahata, it deals with the heart. And the heart is one of the areas that gets squeezed really hard. It affects your breathing, it affects your energy levels. It affects whether or not you're going to even get out of bed in the morning. The anahata, the heart chakra, is where the 8 atoms of divinity are located on the human system. And, you know, it's really important to take a day, really, to take every day, if you could, and really, really honor the heart, honor what the heart gives, and how you're able to access emotions through the emotional body with the heart. The heart is that meter. It is that focus. It is that ability to give us life and as the French say, the jus de vivre of life, the joy of life comes through the anahata. And today, we, out of 365 days, here in the West anyway, we give one day to the heart. And as I said earlier, this in the Kundalini context, this takes on a very expanded understanding. Because divinity gives us this amazing quality of ecstasy, this amazing quality of bliss. And these two qualities are rooted in our ability to feel emotion, our ability to feel love as an active fact of creation, like a tree is, or a rock is, or a crystal. Love is an active fact of creation within the Kundalini. It's something that you can walk on in a way. It's something that you can breathe. It's something that you can really inhale and feel its enlightening quality upon the physical systems. And the physical systems themselves are held together by various wavelengths of divine love. And this is what you're tying into When you have the spinal sweep and you are at one with everything in a factual sense, and I mean in a factual sense, you're at one with every atom, with every molecule of the multiverse. You're feeling it. You have become it, and you have that divine infusion of understanding that comes from this at oneness with everything. And isn't that an interesting thing to say? The at oneness with everything, everything being plural, and at oneness suggesting singularity. And it's something that I discussed a little bit last night on the Facebook group, Kundalini Awakening ! And that was that Kundalini is a dual plurality, or a plural singularity. But as Kundalini is that, so is also love, that very same divine expression, where it goes beyond what the human reference points can understand. Love of this nature is of the divine, and when we're here in the body and we're having the Kundalini and we're feeling the divine influx and we're feeling this great at oneness and these levels of wisdom and understanding that surpass anything that the mundane mind previously may have been able to think about or to comprehend. Inside of this amazing transformation from mundane humanity into divine humanity, and you're able to scratch the surface of the divine grace that is coming into you and to begin to understand things from a divine context, you really, really begin to understand that love is the firmament that we walk upon within the Kundalini. Love is the firmament. Firmament being the land, being that which is firm. It's a Latin word. Love is the land. Love is the material that holds us up, that allows us to move, that allows us to breathe, that allows us to evolve into the divine continuum. And this is what is happening. We've got this one tiny little day within 365 days, like Christmas. We got one day for Christmas. Now we got one day for Valentines. And most people use it as a way of if you're married, it's a way of reminding that we are in love with each other, that and if you don't have a spouse, then we are in love with life. We are in love with the environment. We are in love with the grace of God that flows through us. We are in love with Kundalini. We are in love. And we are that loving divine firmament that is helping other people find their way through this multiverse on this world. We are that divine human being, these lighthouses of strength and loving understanding and loving compassion and loving service. We are these pillars of grace, my friends. You and I and all of us are these pillars of grace that will help others also become pillars of grace. And the more this process spreads throughout this world and throughout the land, the greater levels of opportunity for karmic redemption will be, and the greater opportunities for the evolution due to karmic redemption will be present upon this world. So Valentine's Day, from a Kundalini perspective, is very, very different than, how we're trained here in the West. All the sixth graders, and the fifth graders are exchanging Valentine's Day cards that they made for every other person in the class. And so be my Valentine, and it's saying, be the person that I love, be that person that I love, and it's not always suggesting a romance either. It's just it's suggesting friendship. It's suggesting friendship, and it's suggesting the ability to put down those things that separate us and pick up those things that allow us to be together, that allow us to be friends with each other, but also allow us to be in love with each other, to be a person who is romantically involved with another person. But, within the Kundalini, because of the amplification of the divine aspect of the energy and the transformation that's taking place upon the physical due to that divine aspect, we feel love in a very, very different way. And it's not just a response to an infusion of hormones or the mating idea, or the idea of falling in love with a spouse and creating a family and living a life and having children and grandchildren and all of these things. We're taken beyond that. We're taken beyond the physical idea and ideation that we have around love, around what it is to be connected, what it is to be, in a way, procreative. We're taken into areas of divine grace that fit into the human, equation, but push the human equation, push that envelope much further than many other people are able to experience at this time in their evolution. You are ready for this. You are that divine pillar of love, and this is proven to you. This is proven to you as the sparrow lands on your hand, as the butterfly lands on you, as the snake wraps itself around you, as the black widow spider bites you on the right arm, and yet you suffer very little. This happened to me just the other night. I'm looking at it right now. I've got this bullet hole, looks like, on my arm here, except it's not, it's not a really deep hole. It's right on the surface of the skin, but it, the flesh is necrotic, meaning the flesh has died and turned black, and she got me while I was sleeping somehow, and Shakti allowed it. Maybe allowed it just for me to mention it on this show, to show the love that Kundalini has. I should have had, because of the venom, I should have had breathing problems. I should have gone into spasms. I should have had all this illness and this possible mania, mania, associated with it. If you look up, the results of a black widow venomous infusion, or as the spider people like to say, the envenomation of the black widow, there's fairly, some serious things. It was numb. Number one, it was numb all the way around it. I didn't feel anything. I had to notice the bite to even know that I got bit. I had to see it with my eyes, and then, I tried to manipulate it this way and that, and I'm kind of going, well, what the heck is this? Because it wouldn't manipulate very well. And then I went online and I looked up, spider bite, and then I went into the Google images and I looked up, just spider bites, and then I just kind of cruised down to images to match up mine, and boom, there it was, black widow spider bite, and it is the love of grace that allows us to heal in a way that is more profound than the next person. Of course, I'll be waiting a few days to see how fast this actually heals. But regardless, we feel the love of the Shakti Kundalini as we have the flu, and she'll let us have the flu, but she'll also let us get over the flu much quicker than we would otherwise normally be able to do without the activated or awakened Kundalini. And so I'm confident, it doesn't hurt at all. I mean, I got some soreness around the muscle. So I guess the necrosis, the dying flesh, went pretty deep, and I have soreness about an inch around it, and still some numbness on it. But I cleaned it out. You know what a debride is? Debriding is a medical term when you tear off the necrotic flesh, and you basically cut it off, and then you've got this hole there. And then I filled that hole with a higher percentage of H2O2, the hydrogen peroxide, and filled that up a few times with it. And it seems to be okay. But even that injury, that God-given injury where that creature crawled up onto my arm and bit into my arm, and I'm able to talk to you about it today without going into seizure, without going into spasms, without having breathing problems, without having extremely high blood pressure, which is already there due to the Kundalini anyway. That is a form of love. That is a form of trust. And trust is the base of love. Trust is the platform that allows you to love. And it's also its own facet of love. And for those of you that are going through Kundalini movements right now, and I know that Indra has been, and that various people, Ishmael who calls in, he's been going through this, and various other people have been going through this. And you may be going through this too, my dear listener. You may be going through the squeeze of the Kundalini, the feeling of being wrapped inside an anaconda, or a if you live in Florida, a boa constrictor. So, you're out there, you were just, you're having a picnic, and this boa constrictor comes up, wraps itself around you, and is squeezing you. And it's going for the lungs, my friend. It's going for the lungs. And Kundalini will also go for the lungs and squeeze you as you lay there in bed. Squeeze you as you're sitting on the couch. Squeeze you and force you into a level of surrender, because she knows that your fear of this unknown sensation is going to dominate you. She knows that you're not going to have trust. Think something is wrong. Your pulse rate's going to go up. Your BP is going to go up. You're going to be short of breath. And you may have a pain, in a shoulder or arm or somewhere. And you're going to want to go. You're going to want to run off to that emergency room. And my gosh, I totally suggest you do that if you feel you need to do that, because it's better to know. Now, they won't know. They won't know at the ER. They'll think you actually have some sort of a heart issue or a breathing issue, a pulmonary issue, and they'll hook you up to all their machines, and they'll hook you up. And they may try to give you drugs, which I would, refuse if it were me. And they may want to keep you there overnight, which I would also refuse. If you're lucky, your Kundalini has enough ability, or you have surrendered to the point that you can receive a message from your Kundalini. And typically she'll tell you to just go home. She won't use words for that, but you'll feel drawn that everything is okay. You'll feel this intuition come upon you. Everything is okay. This is the Kundalini. This is me. This is my gift of grace to you, and your body is just needing to acclimate to it. And you go home, my child. Go home. Go to bed. And you'll do that. And you'll go home and you'll go to bed, and you'll feel the constriction, but you won't be as fearful of it. You might still have some anxiety. You might still have some fear, but you won't feel so devastated with fear about it. You've already gone to the ER. They couldn't find a thing. Sacred Mother's giving you the intuition to go home, my child. You've gone home. You're laying in bed, and you're just working hard to trust, to find that level of love, that level of divine love that allows you to trust beyond explanation, beyond understanding, beyond that knee-jerk reaction we have when we're talking about the fear of high strangeness, the fear of the unknown, which this is really what is, that primal fear of the unknown, because the doctors don't know, you don't know, nobody knows. And so you're there alone in your room, in your house, and you're feeling your torso being squeezed and constricted, your shoulders are coming in, and you're going, WTF is this? What do I do about this? And the Sacred Mother will just come to you and say, lie still, my child, and surrender. Trust the Divine Mother. Trust her love for you. Trust her love for you, because that is the love that is going to stay with you all through this life, but all through any of the other lives that you also may have. Every time you go in between a life, you'll touch base with the Sacred Mother. Because once again, as I've mentioned in other shows, the Kundalini does not leave you. Once you're touched by the activated or awakened Kundalini, it travels, that touch travels with you from life to life to life to life. And you may not need to come back after the Kundalini touches you. And some of you will want to come back in order to help other people come into this level of grace. And so if that is the case for you and you do come back, this Kundalini will come with you, and you will be like I was. You'll be a Kundalini child inside of a society that doesn't recognize it. You know, you'll be taken daily into, or nightly, into realms of demonstrable phenomena, demonstrable upon you, phenomena that is really out of this world in many, many ways. You'll be taken there, my friends. And once again, you don't want to be afraid. There is no need to be afraid. Fear is not an option that needs to be taken, because of the love that we have given this day, February 14th, to represent. And as I've mentioned a couple of times now in this conversation, Kundalini people take this much more, how do I say? I don't want to say seriously, but it's a much more powerful, I guess I could use that term, because we feel the love from the Divine Mother so strongly when we're in bliss, when we're in ecstasy, when we're inside of the activation format where we're being compelled to clean up our house. We're being compelled to self-correct out of addiction, to self-correct out of slothfulness, to self-correct out of greed and out of competition and out of all these things that are so important to the mundane society around us. Well, we're being compelled to self-correct away from these things. It's very important for people to understand that. It's very important for you to respond to that within the activated state. And I've got a whole list of callers here, but I want people to feel like they can. If has a question there on the in the chat room, feel free to ask it. And if you're on the telephone and you're listening and you have a question, just you have an option there. They give you an option to put a question mark next to your phone number there, and I'll be happy to respond to that. As some of you may have listened to the show last week, Centaura is on a date with her husband. She is on a date with John, and I believe they're flying to an island in Greece where it's off of Greece, and they're going to become at one with certain natives that are on that island, and they're going to become a citizen of that native population and run around the island, have fun with each other and have fun with the other people. At least I hope it's something as exotic as that. But happy Valentine's Day to Centaura and her husband and their family. And happy Valentine's Day to you, my fellow travelers. I'm doing this show solo, and it's nice. It's very uncomplicated. I feel like my energy is beaming into all of you, and I can see that the phone numbers here I have over here on the left side. I don't have your names, but in a way I don't need them. I can see the numbers. The numbers represent a person, and that person is what the Shakti is flowing into right now. All of you, every single one of you. And the same thing on the chat room, where I see the people in the chat room, and it feels like I can just beam right into you. And thank you, Manisha, for saying that. She says, and to you, she said zoo, but it's just a spelling thing. And I want to say, the Germany seminar is going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. The German seminar is going to happen. Did a town called Karlsruhe, and Manisha, you can help me sort of spelling that. It'll be the last weekend in May, the very last weekend in May, and I believe I'm going to go over to my calendar here and come down to May, and that would be the last weekend would be the Friday the 25th, Saturday the 26th, and Sunday the 27th, and Manisha is telling me, 26th and 27th, and that is happening. I was just sent the funding for my plane ticket, so I'll be flying into Frankfurt, and one of the seminar attendees has already agreed to pick me up, and instead of taking the train, we're going to take a car into Karlsruhe, and we'll be there about a week. So I don't know. Manisha probably doesn't know that. I'm looking at being in Germany for about a week, Manisha, about 7 or 8 days, and if that's inconvenient, let me know, and I can arrange to be gone longer or to be gone shorter. But the German seminar is occurring. So, ladies and gentlemen, in Europe, ladies and gentlemen, in Asia, ladies and gentlemen, in Africa, ladies and gentlemen, in the East Coast of the United States, ladies and gentlemen, in the state of Minnesota, or any of the states, I personally want to invite you to this gathering of Kundalini activated and awakened individuals, to this gathering of Kunalini, and to participate in this seminar. There's a lot of things that we do together inside of these seminars, and Shaktipat is one of them. And so if this is something that you have been, this has been on your bucket list, or this has been something that you've been wanting to do for some time, then I really want you to and I really want you to take this opportunity then. It doesn't come by very often. I've really backed off on the amount of seminars that I've been doing. And Denver is still a good possibility. I know that Rosemary and Mohan are working very diligently to find a venue in Denver. And I also believe that some other folks mentioned Florida and other areas too. And so let's keep our fingers crossed for that. Excuse me. But Germany is happening. It is happening. I want to encourage all of the people in Europe, every single country, every single individual in the continent of Europe, and anybody that is descendant of any people from the continent of Europe, to all converge on Manisha's house in the beautiful city of Karlsruhe in Germany. And so there you have it. And if you need to contact Manisha, Manisha can be contacted on Facebook at Manisha, Maneesha, Manish, and that's a capital Manish. And she will be glad to direct you to what you need to do and how you need to do that. So I think Michael Del Sol or Del Solananda may also be coming. So we'll see and hope to see him there. And he's definitely a bright light within the Kundalini community, as are you, Manisha, and everybody that is currently within this great level of divine love that is cascading around all of these people, and at least certainly within our Kundalini community. There's a lot of people that are activated and awakened coming together more and more and more and more and more. I think we have something like 15,800 people on one Facebook group, and over 5,000 on another, and 2,000 on another. I mean, it just goes. The numbers are really, really growing, and I think that is definitely leading into a level of. And I know it's not just our groups. Some of the other groups I think are also expanding that way, and I believe that's leading into a certain 100th monkey type of scenario. And for those of you that are unfamiliar with the 100th monkey, well, I think it has to do with levels of learning without being present or taught. It's a level of telepathic learning that some of the monkeys demonstrated in learning how to swim. Monkeys don't naturally swim, but one monkey figured out how to swim, and he lived on an island, and his group there, his group of monkeys, some of them, monkey see, monkey do, and they also learned how to swim. Well, all of a sudden, monkeys on all the other islands also started to learn how to swim. And it's the whole 100th monkey rule. It's like if you have 100 monkeys that are learning how to swim, well, then all of the rest of the monkeys around the world will also automatically know how to swim. And I use this in the context of Kundalini, is like as we awaken and as we brighten this world with our radiance, so do other people automatically begin to switch on their light and their brightness and their brilliance of the Kundalini within them, and so on and so forth. We're not that far from monkeys, folks. 2 eyes, 2 ears, teeth, legs, the whole bit. So it's something to understand about us. So enough of hearing me chatter. Like I have a question over here, and I'm going to bring them into the red here, if I can get in there. And hello, caller, area code 848. You are on the air with Chrism. How are you?
Hey, Chrism, this is Tyra. How are you?
Hi, Tyra. I'm coughing right now. Otherwise, I'm fine. Thank you. After being bit by a black widow.
How is everything? Great to hear you chat. Always a pleasure.
Can you bring your mouth closer to that that microphone? I can hardly hear you.
Maybe I should speak with little strength. Is it better?
Slightly. Go ahead.
Okay, so I had a question, and this is my observation. Do you think that when a person who has Kundalini awakened or is on the path, do they do things like pop around them, especially when they're agitated? Like the electric things will like really break. The wiring will be like burnt out. The light bulbs will be burnt out. The things like the glass will kind of fly off the hand. And can't explain why.
Yeah, this stuff does happen. Yes, absolutely. I've had it happen to me too. So yeah, the Kundalini will bring on this level of phenomena, phenomenal activity, and it'll bring it on in front of people that are not Kundalini don't even know the word Kundalini or have any of the symptoms. I was getting an acupuncture treatment one time, and the Kundalini came up, and things started flying by themselves off of the shelves. Needles, needle packs, boxes. Also, at another time, I was meditating on the driveway of a friend of mine where I was living at the time, and he's a construction engineer. He had a lot of heavy equipment around, a lot of things, and just started meditating, and the construction equipment started bouncing, and the pipes started lifting up and slamming down, and these are like tons. These things weighed tons, and the Shakti was able to move it. So yeah, you bet, Tyra. This stuff can happen. Absolutely.
Because especially I feel like when I'm really agitated, I feel like somebody's lying to me or fooling me or taking advantage of me, and I really feel like, why do you have to do this? And if I would be like, I would grab a bottle, the whole bottle will fall and the lid will be in my hand, and the other person was using that bottle 2 minutes ago, and nothing happened. I mean, and all the other things that I just mentioned. And all this time I keep thinking, it's just a coincidence. It's all in my brain. There's 1 month that electric things kept blowing off. I'll fix one, and as soon as I fix one, I will turn around and the other thing is popped out. And I'll fix that, and something else will blow up. And I came at a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna stop fixing it now.
Well, like I said, this thing is powerful, and it can intervene in a person's life in so many different ways. And one of the ways like you're describing, the ways that I described, other people have their stories as well. And the phenomena will occur. Street lights will go out. My computer motherboards will fry. Car batteries can fry. I mean, it really takes a toll on the electronics big time. Like silverware can fly off the table. Glasses can just shatter. I mean, it's just, it depends on the Shakti herself and how she wants to demonstrate her presence to the individual.
Oh, wow. So I should take it that way, because I'm like, I don't want to fool myself. This is like a self-serving thought that I have this activated, and
well, good for you. Good for you for having that understanding.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Chrism. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. You're absolutely well. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Same to you. Take care. Thank you.
Francine, the owner of the house here, she, as some of you may know, we lost our beautiful, dear, sweet Siberian Husky, Tika, on January 8th. And so there's been a lot of mourning around here. There's been a big hole in the house. And her partner in life, our ginormous German Shepherd, felt very, very alone and wasn't quite sure how to make that adjustment. And so Francine went ahead and got another dog, a puppy, a Siberian Husky puppy. It's a really, really cute dog. And because the puppy's 3 months old, she got a hold of my headphones and my really nice headphones, which are literally in pieces, tiny little pieces from a tiny little sharp-teeth puppy, ripped to shreds my headphones. And so these are the headphones that I would choose to hear people really clearly with doing the show. And boy, what a harsh lesson for me. So I'm going to have to figure out a way to get another set of those headphones. But so for anybody that has a question, if anyone has a question afterwards, please speak up, because these computer speakers, I have an Acer 1080, and the speakers on this thing are just pathetic. So FYI, for anybody that may have a question, and let's see, I'm going to go over here to the chat room, and no questions there. So I'm going to continue going on, about this level. And what Tyra brings up, some very interesting points. Kundalini is not shy about exerting phenomena in front of people that don't have the Kundalini. She's not shy about that. I wouldn't say that in my experience that it happens a lot. Like, for instance, the friend's driveway I was meditating on, his name is Pete, and she did not allow Pete to be aware that his machinery, his tractors, his pipes, his construction equipment were being, shall we say, manipulated by the Kundalini. She knew that would frighten him. That would literally terrify him. What on earth could must be an earthquake, that type of a thing, right? And she didn't allow people to participate in most of the very, very strange phenomena that came my way. For instance, in the same location, standing next to a giant steel fabricated shop-like building that houses a lot of the construction equipment, and looking across the way and having a wind blow upon me, a strong wind, and then hearing something that must have been, maybe 80 to 100 feet tall, crashing through the forest like steps coming right at me. And once again, that would have terrified a person not, understanding of Kundalini, and it terrified me even having the Kundalini. So she's not shy about giving you experiences that will that can happen in public. The acupuncturist that had his needles flying off the wall, because he was of a very spiritual nature, he accepted it. He accepted it, and it kind of he kind of enjoyed it. So because it made him feel like, really touching into spirit here, and that type of a thing. He was a very nice gentleman. So he wasn't as frightened as, say, my mother would have been, or somebody else, not really understanding of the Kundalini. And so it is good for people to know that, she will show that phenomena. Those street lights will burn out as you walk under them. There's so many things that she has done to people. A family of of 4 driving in a car, crossing an intersection, not seeing the truck, and having the truck go right through their car and not damaging anything. Literally, they went through the car. The truck went through the car, and the truck wasn't damaged, and the car wasn't damaged, and the people in the truck and in the car were not damaged. Divinity, ladies and gentlemen, divinity can do anything it wants. It can manipulate this physical universe, this physical multiverse, in any way or degree that it feels is most appropriate for its agenda with us upon this world. You've got to understand this. Okay, it's not about wishful thinking. And it's not about being so steeped in scientific understandings that you cannot, that you're held, trapped in the cement of a scientific understanding that you cannot understand that her agenda to you is the dominant agenda, not your agenda, what you think your agenda is. If she wants you to fall in love today, then she's going to have you fall in love. If she wants to break that love to pieces 3 weeks later, then she will break that love to pieces 3 weeks later and leave you to discern what the lesson is. She will leave you to discern what the lesson is. She's not always going to explain it to you in a way that you understand. Sometimes you have to discern it. You have to feel it. You have to trust that she has given you an experience that you needed to have. Heartbreak is always the hardest thing, and it's not just the hardest thing, but it is a hard scenario. And I've had it, and I'm sure other people have had it, and it really changes your level of focus about where the most dominant force of life occurs from, and that is from the heart chakra. It's not the base, it's not the crown, it's the heart. And the heart is also a crown chakra in a way. I mean, it has the neurites. It has the very similar neurites that the brain has. I mean, so the heart has its own brain. So you have a dual brain system, and everybody does. It's not just Kundalini people, but everybody has a tricameral brain. So the bicameral brain means it's got two halves, right? And what I'm saying, we've got a tricameral brain. If we add it all up together, we've got the two halves up top, and we have the other brain, which, I don't know if it's bicameral down there or not. I don't think it is. We've got that aspect of the brain. We'll call it the divine brain, and the crown chakra being the divine connection of the divine brain to the interior and exterior divine appreciation. It's funny. I was talking this has to do with divine love as well. I was talking with somebody who had traveled with us down to Peru to do the ayahuasca. And during the ayahuasca experience for me, I was seated. I saw myself at the aerial view coming to land on the head of an anaconda that was as big as a freight train. And I sat on her head, and then she engaged and enveloped me. And during that engagement and that envelopment, the first time, it just totally knocked me out. I was unconscious for like 20 minutes. And this experience usually lasts 5 or 6 hours. So 20 minutes wasn't too big of a portion of a time during that experience. But that set the stage for me. The next 3 times I had it, 2 of those times, I was taken straight into the divine expression. And the love that you experience inside of that divine expression is literally beyond words. I'm struggling right now to even be able to describe it to you, but it's there. And she showed me the fruits of the work that I do, the fruits of the groups that I've been compelled to develop and to give her teachings to, everywhere from on Yahoo to the blogs to the Facebook to the various groups, the YouTubes that she has compelled me to open up for her dialogue with you. She showed me the fruits of those endeavors. And it was in the form of beautiful, beautiful works of art and precious gemstones arranged in certain beautiful patterns of color and that crystalline brilliance that I guess only a person in that state can really appreciate. And I kept saying to divinity to give it to the people, give those to the people. I think she was offering them to me. And it's just an amazingly beautiful, beautiful, beautiful state to be in when you're connected to the divine in such a way. And my apologies here, I'll have to turn that down. It's just amazing level love that takes you over so completely that you literally have only the option of going into devotion to it. This is that love. This is that grace. This is that which has you right now. Has you right now. And you don't have to take the ayahuasca to experience this. It just happens all by itself. Nothing that the ayahuasca gave me was anywhere close to my spinal sweep. The ayahuasca was barely a scratch on the iceberg of what the spinal sweep did and continues to do. The spinal sweep, by the way, is not an event with an ending. It is a non-ending event. The spinal sweep is literally the infusion of grace upon the physical being. And even though over time the physical being may acclimate to that level, that high frequency of grace upon it, the grace never goes away. Sure, you may come out of the bliss and you may not have the ecstasy and all these things, although those will repeatedly come back to visit you, bumping you up into higher frequencies. But it never goes away, ladies and gentlemen. It's always there. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, you take this with you when you die. This touch, the touch of the divine follows you, also is with you in the entire life that you're living right now. Which is really, compels me to tell you that you must fall in love with your Kundalini, no matter if she breaks your heart or puts you in a position where a heartbreak can occur, or puts you in a position where you go into fragmentation, or puts you into a position where difficult, harsh areas of transformation have to occur. Embrace it, ladies and gentlemen. Embrace it. This touch of the divine is such a powerful, compelling, and a powerful impression of divine infusion, a permanent level of it's like a Taurus. That's the word that's coming to me. She's giving me this. It's the Kundalini infusion is like a permanent toroidal energy that's within you, like a hurricane. You have the eye of the hurricane there, and you have the energy flowing around that eye of the hurricane. And Kundalini is like that. It's a permanent eye of an energetic, transformative, divine hurricane within you. And the hurricane isn't, it's not, it may pick up, as I mentioned to Tyra, it may pick up, the silverware, throw it, or the acupuncture needles, throw it, or the construction equipment and throw it, or whatever it is. It may do that, but it doesn't always do that. And it's not always there to demonstrate phenomena. It's there to transform you. This is what is the transformative force within you. And yes, it has a tidal pull. Sometimes it's stronger, and sometimes it's lesser. And sometimes it's stronger, and sometimes it's lesser. You got the peak and the valley, and the peak and the valley. And the reason why you have the peak and the valley is for acclimation. You might look at the peak and the valleys as steps. So as you step up, you're at the peak. And as you settle your foot down, you're in the valley. And it's just like you're walking up a mountain. And the step up raises the knee, and the step down puts you into the valley. The step up and down and up and down. And as you climb that mountain, you're climbing frequencies of divine infusion. You're climbing frequencies of acclimation, getting used to the elevated blood pressure, getting used to the higher or lower heart rate, getting used to the dynamics of the energy as it infuses you and changes the molecular structure and the body's ability to have and to hold higher states of divine force within itself. So the chalice that you are, the cup that you are, is constantly being strengthened by the toroidal force of the spinal sweep or the activation within you. And don't think that the activation is lesser than the sweep. It's not. It's the activation is like being caught in the PNR, the point of no return of a gravitational well. And so as you are being sucked into that black star, that gravity well, and you're traveling in a circular, once again, a toroidal motion towards that spinal sweep. It is incredibly important during those times to prepare the cup to receive the divine force. Activation and awakening are equally important. Never go into a competition. Some people go into competition. Oh, you're only activated. Well, I'm awakened and I'm just feeling so, self-aggrandizing. Activation and awakening are equal. They're two parts of a process that must occur. And it's that love, that the continuous toroidal force of that love within your heart chakra and spreading to the crown and spreading down to the base and everywhere in between and to every cell in the body that is a potential use. So you've heard me say it a few times that, the average human being has approximately 27 trillion cells in the body that make up the body. Anywhere from 20 to 27, depending on your size, I guess. And each of those cells have the genetic ability to become an individual such as you are. Each cell. So that's 27 trillion yous that are stuck together through the love of the divine creation that you are, that can also have activated the Kundalini, that also have the 7 chakras along the cellular spinal cord within the genetic programming. I mean, so you're literally a conglomeration of awakened Kundalini consciousness. In one body, there are more people than on this entire world. And if you're an awakened person, every single one of those cells is also an awakened person. So you literally are a community of 27 trillion awakened individual yous. Y-O-U-S. Use guys. Think about that. And so I'm looking at going over here to the chat room, and Manisha says, I met an empath 2 weeks ago. He read me, and I felt seen and absolutely not seen at the same time. He told me quite some things where I really got in touch with pain, and I cried my heart out. Then I asked if he could see, and I don't know what the if is, but she continues, he could see no light in me, and he could not. So I got up and left into the dark, hitchhiked, Jesus, only in Europe, I guess, hitchhiked very easily and immediately felt better as soon as I left his presence, yeah. And then she continues, it was quite some experience. I somehow felt purified after this meeting and somehow much stronger than before, as if it had been a test to stay focused and connect with my strength. And empaths, people so want to be an empath. I don't know why. It's like an energetic vampire. So I guess he was he was an empath, and he was only allowed to understand some things, but he was not Kundalini awakened, and And I don't know why you go to these things, Manisha. These are just great opportunities to get infested with an entity, but I don't think that happened with you. But I think that maybe the energy that he took helped him, and the release of that energy helped you. And that crying is what really helped you. And then the hitchhiking, well, you know what? I mean, I guess it's nice to be a good-looking woman. That's all I can say as far as that goes. If I were out there hitchhiking, I think they'd try to hit me with their car rather than pick me up. Let's see. And she said, just want you to know. And Bo says, you have to assimilate the new information. Absolutely, Bo. Right on target. And the assimilation is that action of acclimation. You have to acclimate that new information. The body needs to acclimate it. It's very much like the Kriya phenomena. As you have the Kriyas and you're going into these spontaneous body positionings, as you surrender to it and allow it to occur, your acclimation goes so much smoother and so much better for you. And then she'll put you into even greater levels of Kriya sometimes. So nice to have you here, Bo, and listening. Thank you. And Lauren White, Mr. Lauren White, good to see you here, sir. The description of the toroidal energy is like exactly how I feel it. It keeps expanding its strength. That is so true, Lauren. I mean, it's never going to stop. It just keeps expanding. I mean, you're literally a class 1000 hurricane of energy, of divine energy, walking around in a human body. And I just want to tip my hat to you, Lauren, because I know you've got it. I know you've got it, and therefore all the people up there in Canada also have the radiance that you emit through that toroidal energy over them and upon them, and I forget the city in the far north that you live in. I think it starts with an E. But yeah, it's you have it. It's an amazing energy. And yes, Bo, please go ahead and ask that question. The toroidal force is just, and it grows. Just like Lauren said, it grows and it increases and increases and increases. And once again, we bring this all back to the level of love that divine grace has given us by giving us this life that we're living, giving us these bodies that we're living within. It's so important to give credit where credit is due, and the credit is due to the divine, the love that you have for this life, for your children, for the animals that are your fellow mortals, the friends that also are in their evolution, their own evolution. Everything that you've been given in this life, even the hard things, is there as a gift for your evolution. When we lost Tika, it was a gift that her presence created for us and that her departure created for us. It was a way to really look at love and to expand our love beyond the mere attachment of a physical body, of a soul encased in a body. You really, really, when you lose a dear friend in such a way, or a child, my heart goes out to those people in Miami right now where a shooter has killed some high school children, and I want to send a beam of love to those families and to the parents that lost children and to the friends of the kids that were killed. Let us take a moment, just right now, let us take a moment and beam our love to them. And now let's take another moment, and I will ask you to give your love to any hot spot in the world that is near your heart, that is something that you read in the news or you see on television or something somewhere near. and dear to you. And let's just take a moment for you to give that love to that region or those people. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for giving that grace to these people. And Bo writes, he says, I have had vortex movement throughout the body since activation, but my toes are going bonkers too. It sounds to me like you're hyper arching your feet, which is normal. The toes will go into, like a ballerina points her toes. The toes will go into an extreme point. I mean, you'll be pointing your toes beyond what it is to point your toes, and then in a reverse fashion, you will bring the toes up towards the knees. You'll feel the heel, want to be pressed down further and further and further, and you'll feel your toes being pulled up, 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 and up. Yeah. And he also says, my legs are ever so slightly levitating off the bed in meditation, maybe just about an inch. Oh, that's absolutely perfect, Bo. Good for you, my friend. Yeah, just let that occur. Let that happen. That is wonderful because it may continue to spread. At first your feet, then your legs, then your pelvis, then your back, and then you may actually find yourself levitating completely off the bed during your meditation. And it doesn't matter if it's a half inch, a quarter inch, a full inch, 10 inches. I mean, the fact of the matter is you're airborne, and you're airborne through the grace of the Kundalini. So congratulations, Bo. Good to see that this is happening for you. And Lorne says, thanks for remembering me. And he says, Edmonton is the place. That's correct. Edmonton is the place. And it's a good place for retired electrical engineers, as I recall. So, yeah, excellent. Well, I'm just feeling this love right here coming through. Feels really, 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 really good. Now, Amelia, bless her heart, has left me with some questions to ask. So here we go. She did it on K-Fire Flow. That's my snail mail. Well, not the snail mail, but the non-instant messenger mail. I don't know why she put it there. Let's see here. Hopefully y'all can still hear me. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, not there. Yeah, traveling all over the keyboard here. Bo says, and Lauren says, my toes and feet still light up 5 years after my activation. Well, Lauren, I'm going to suggest you're probably coming into that awakening aspect. If you were to still do the 5 Tibetans or follow the safety protocols, pretty sure spinal sweep would be coming your way. And Bo says, a babe in the Kundalini woods. Cheers. And just think of Cupid. Cupid's a babe flying around with little angels' wings, shooting arrows at people. So a babe can have some power too, the power of love. And so okay. All right. Now, if anybody has any more questions, feel free to put that question mark up. I'm going to go over here to Rosemary. I think this is Rosemary. Yes. Let's see. Hi, Rosemary. How are you?
I'm fine, Chrism. How are you? I know how you are. Very loving.
Well, did I tell you I got bit by a black widow?
No, you didn't, but I was listening. Wow.
One of the 2 most dangerous spiders in California. I'm amazed. First, I was kind of mad. I was mad at Shakti. You know how you get when Shakti does something that you don't like. She breaks your heart, or she, somebody's allowed to break into your car, or, well, she allowed herself to bite me on the right arm, on the right forearm. My sacred masculine got bit. I guess I should just be happy it was that part of the sacred masculine instead of any other part, shall we say?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I guess I should, because I don't sleep with clothing on, so I guess it could have just as easily been somewhere else. Oh, Lord, never thought of it like that. Ouch. How is Denver developing? And let me see if this is Mohan down here, too. Hello, caller, 704. Is this Mohan?
I don't know. I'm 704.
Oh,
Are you
hi,
hearing
704. Do I detect an accent?
Well, it's just a combination of living north and south. So, yeah, I'm in North Carolina, and I've just recently joined in listening to you. So, I was.
Oh.
Yeah. But
What do you, how do you feel about it so far?
Oh, well, I'm enjoying it very much, but I'm neglecting other duties in listening, but I am making it to work. So, but I could ask you a question. Can you damage your body so much with caffeine and, just really pushing for a time period that you would damage it enough that it stops the Kundalini from effectively working?
No, you see, that's the problem. What's your name, ma'am?
Kathy.
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 That's the problem, Kathy, is that you won't damage the Kundalini, but the mixture of the caffeine and the Kundalini can damage the body.
Right.
And so this is why, there's a very strong push to give up any kind of a stimulant that releases adrenaline into the system. And that includes some of the hot spices like cayenne pepper, or things of that type of nature. That also releases a bit of adrenaline into the bloodstream. And what will happen is you can go into severe levels of paranoia. You can go into severe levels of adrenal burnout. Right. I mean severe. I mean you can't get out of bed.
Right. Right.
Another guy I was teaching for a number of years. I kept telling him, I said, John, are you on the caffeine? And he couldn't get to sleep, and he said, I haven't been able to sleep for a year. And I said, geez, Louise, what do you got? How are you able to stay sane? And so I would give him different exercises to do, pranayama, things of that nature. And once again, I asked him, I said, John, are you taking any caffeine at all? He says, no, I'm not. Well, okay, I do a little espresso on Sundays with my wife. And I'm going, there you go. There you have it. And once he stopped the espresso and waited about 36 hours for that to bleed out of his system, he was able to sleep.
Right.
It's very important, Kathy, to be able to sleep with the Kundalini, because in the dream state is where you get a lot of information. A lot of information comes through the dream state. So yeah, I would counsel you. Give you a suggestion, a strong suggestion to leave the caffeine behind. And I'm trying to think. Right. Let's see. You can use, if you need a little boost in the morning, there's a type of ginseng that is for females. It's for women, and it's called Dong Quai, DONG space UAI.
UAI, I think.
Yeah, and take that in the morning. Take that.
Okay.
And don't take it in a tea bag. Take it in a capsule. Break the capsule open and put it in with hot water.
Okay. Well, with the I experienced a couple. Well, it was due to having to go to work and taking care of my mom and a lot of different issues. But I experienced a few weeks ago the bubbling energy, very lovely bubbling energy coming up, staying to the right side. And I was wondering, could that have been part of the Kundalini healing my body?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Matter of fact, Kundalini often feels like it's a bubbling sensation. There's a picture that I posted on the group a little while ago. It's an old picture of a person having Kundalini come up the spine, and the first part of it comes up as these bubbling, fizzing type of particles, and it's very appropriate to Kundalini.
Okay. Well, that's what I was hoping that it was. Excuse me. I got choked. Okay. Well, no, that would be wonderful then, because it was. I've pretty much, I think, blown my body out, a bit. So I was hoping that was, partial healing. So. Or full healing, complete healing.
Yeah. You have to stop doing it. You have to stop doing it. And if you can get a hold of some watermelon this time of year, good luck to you. But if you can, go ahead and eat that. If you can't get hold of the watermelon, try some coconut milk. Make sure you get, the. Ladies and gentlemen, I prefer the coconut milk or water that you can actually see rather than accepting it in a carton or a can where you can't really see what's in it before you drink it. Because some of the countries that process these coconuts, stuff gets into them and grows into a weird thing. And I just as soon have you go to the store and get a brown coconut with water in it, drill your holes in it with a screwdriver, and dump it out and have it that way if you can, rather than go sight unseen with some of these cartons, because boy, they tend to get away with some pretty odd things. But coconut water will also give you the electrolytes that you need. And Kathy, you really need to look at keeping yourself hydrated, keeping your electrolytic activity strong and healthy. Meaning, calcium and magnesium and maybe some manganese in there in the water that you drink. You can get these high pH waters now, and I suggest you keep a big bottle of that near you when you're going to work or driving in your car, and just take sips off it throughout the day. And really, Kathy, go to www.kundalinisafeties.com and really begin to practice those safeties. And that alone will give you a strong level of healing that your body may require now with regards to the shall we say, the overindulgence of caffeine.
Right. Oh, it was way beyond what I should have been taking. But I'm sorry, my cough won't stop.
Well,
okay.
you weren't expecting to talk either, so I understand.
Right, but no, I appreciate your answer, and I'm hoping that I'm having expectation that I'm not going to have my thyroid removed. So
you're having expectation that you're not going to have your family with you?
Right, or killed. The endocrinologist is wanting to do that because
to do what? What does he want you
to destroy my thyroid?
Because
I'm hyperthyroid.
Well, why does he want to do that?
Well, that's what my acupuncturist said. So that's why I am going to acupuncture and resting a lot more, cutting way down on the caffeine now.
Cut it out completely. Cut out all alcohol. Cut out all
No
caffeine.
alcohol.
Cut it out
Right.
completely, Kathy, and keep your thyroid. Tell that
Right.
MD to keep his hands off your thyroid.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to trust the Kundalini to take care of it too. So
There you go.
Okay.
That's right.
Well, thank you very much, and I do enjoy listening. It's only been a week and a half now since I've been in touch with you. The bubbling of the energy was so strong. That's why I was checked to see if that was a Kundalini symptom, and that's how I got a hold of your programs, and
Well, here's
have
the
been
deal.
listening intensely.
The Kundalini can indeed heal it, but it may not be damaged. It may not be damaged. It just may be operating outside of the bell curve that scientific medicine considers safe or considers productive or,
Right.
to be optimal for the mundane human being. I'm going to suggest, Kathy, that it's in the midst of transformation right now. And because it's in the midst of transformation, it's not going to be falling within the normal expected parameters of measurements that an endocrinologist would want to see.
Right.
You're transitioning
Okay.
from one state to another. I'll suggest you keep the acupuncture going to some degree. But the most important thing is to get rid of the caffeine for you right now, and any other drugs that you're taking. Like if you're doing marijuana, take that out.
I don't do.
If you're doing alcohol,
do any
take that out. Kundalini
none of
requires
that.
a very clean space to operate optimally within.
Right.
Very clean, very pure. It's a very pure energy. And when you introduce an impurity, and the impurity comes in the form of thought, it comes in the form of thought, self-deprecation in feelings. It comes in the form of substances that you take in order to elicit a certain response from the body, like caffeine, like alcohol. So you need to look at the level of purity of the food that you're eating and the thoughts that you're having and the feelings that you allow yourself to feel.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Okie doke. Well, I am doing the best with self-healing right now. So, and I appreciate your advice. And you don't think the beta blocker and the only I'm taking medicine from the endocrinologist, and my acupuncturist had sort of does not like the idea that I'm taking that, feeling like it could be interfering.
Well, let's just say I agree with your acupuncture.
Okay. Okie doke. Well, I don't do alcohol and I don't do marijuana or anything like that, but caffeine to keep me, I just kept pushing. So, and I was forewarned before, but I just didn't feel like I had a choice. And I should have listened when I was forewarned about that. So well, thank you. I won't keep you. You know, other people may have questions, but I've certainly enjoyed your program. And you could say, what part of Florida would you possibly be having a seminar at?
It would be
or a gathering?
One of those. It would be like near Jacksonville, I think.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you guys will post it. I have family at the beaches down there, so I hope you get an opening there.
I would love
So
to
that
have an opening there, and I would love to meet you, Kathy.
Pleasure. I'd love to meet you and the group of people. And this has been very eye-opening for me. It's taken me back through my past, reviewing things. So, happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, thank you. And happy Valentine's Day to you. And much Kundalini love to you, Kathy. And thank you for answering and for being willing to have this conversation. Thank you, my dear.
Oh, I truly appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay, and I'm going to let you listen to the rest of the program here. And I think coming on down to, hello, area code 720. You're on the air with Chrism. Hi.
Hi, Chrism. Mohan here.
Hi, Mohan. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Have you and Rosemary come together intellectually?
We have been having conversations since last few weeks. And this week we should be having something concrete regarding the venue.
Oh, good. Well, Rosemary's on the air right now. Hi, Rosemary again. Oh, maybe not. Maybe she's otherwise occupied. But it's good to hear, Mohan. How is your wife and the pregnancy going? How is all that?
Yeah, it's hectic for us because it's still initial stages of the pregnancy.
You got
the morning sickness and all. Yeah, I've been very busy with the family.
Hers is probably a little more full than yours.
Yep.
Okay, well, I am going to announce that Denver definitely is going to happen. It's going to happen, and Mohan is the man. So, Mohan, do you have an email that people can talk to you or communicate with you?
Yeah, it is nmohan.135@gmail.com.
One more time.
N as in Nancy, MOHAN.135@gmail.com is my email ID.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right, and I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna travel a little bit here. And I got to go to a different area. Okay, so just a second, ladies and gentlemen. You can hear all the doors slamming. I hope I don't get kicked off the line here. Okay.
I have a quick question, Chrism.
Still there. Okay. Okay. Excuse me for that. And let's see. Well, thank you, Mohan, for all the hard work that you are doing, and thank you, Rosemary, for all the hard work that you're doing in setting up Denver. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see if we can get that going, and I have my fingers crossed, Mohan.
Yeah, sure. We should have something by the end of this week. And
Sounds good. Sounds good. Thank you, my friend. I'm going to put you in the blue and come over here and check the chat room area. Close this door. It's a little windy here and outside. There we are. Let's see. Bo continues. He says, wow, it's only become more intense for me, too, though my activation started in only April of last year. I'm just happy to talk to others that speak my language. I totally understand that, Bo. That is absolutely the truth. It's hard to be alone with this a lot. And Manisha says, it's 1:15 in the night here, and I'll just go to sleep listening to the show. And have a very good night, dear people, and have a very beautiful, dear sleep for you, Manisha. And thank you for staying up so late. Thank you for staying up so late. And Bo is saying, and I think he's saying in response to Kathy, he's saying, water is the new coffee. That's so true. So true. Water is the new coffee. Well, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us on this one day of permission to express love for each other, and I'm going to suggest that we make it a 364-day experience for us as we embrace the divine Kundalini transformation, even the difficult ones, as we embrace the energy within ourselves, this toroidal force of grace within us, and as we further ourselves through that acceptance into the divine firmament that I mentioned earlier, that is waiting for us to walk upon it. And I'm going to go ahead and end the show a little bit earlier today, so this is about an hour and a half program. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who called in and everybody who has contributed into the chat room. And I look forward to talking with you next week. Have a happy Valentine's Day, everybody. And we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.